Hi and welcome to our webinar today on Write Amazing Copy for your website. The agenda for today is learn how to write for online readers, differentiate between features and benefits, and explore your brand's voice, tone and style. It's wonderful to have quite a few of our clients actually on the call today or on the webinar today, as well as some new faces. So hopefully you can gain some insights into improving your own website. I will start with just quickly, so I'm the communications and marketing consultant for Focused Marketing. We at Focused Marketing are a boutique marketing agency based in South Brisbane, and we do training, strategy, design, content, digital and tenders. The specific areas that I work on are communications, copywriting, PR, award submissions, marketing, website copy and more recently website design. I have 10 years experience in writing and editing. I have a Bachelor of Communication and Journalism, previous journalist and editor for print and online publications. And obviously I've done some further study as well in creative writing, writing for the web and copywriting. Wonderful, so we'll get straight into it. First and foremost, and probably the most I'm going to talk about is writing for online readers and sort of what the difference there is, I guess, between online reading and reading for print. So the difference between print and website writing I found is actually the reader. So as a journalist, I've written for both print publications and online content. I found that the difference really is just the reader. So a print reader is generally relaxed, they're sitting in a comfy chair with some spare time and their eyes are usually less fatigued. Online readers are usually attached to a work desk or a small mobile device, and they're stressed, they're time poor, and their eyes are fatigued, looking at sort of the blue screens there. So they don't tend to read as much. Is it still working? Yeah, wonderful. Sorry, it's coming up with some internet issues at the moment. So they tend to sort of more take in snack-sized pieces of information, and your web copy has to reflect this. Okay, it has to reflect the fact that they're potentially looking at your website on a small mobile device, and they're scanning more than anything. Okay, so good website copy, I believe, should be concise. So keep your heading short and discuss only one idea per paragraph. Scannable, as I mentioned, so use short sentences, em dashes, bullet points, lists, highlight any keywords and underline hyperlinks. Good website copy is credible. So your content needs to be accurate and trustworthy. So research your facts and figures and triple check your spelling and grammar, of course, as well. Also, your website essentially has to have an objective. Unless, you know, even if it's just a portfolio website, it still has to, it's there for a reason. So avoid any obvious promotional writing though, or being too jargon heavy, and ensure there's a clear direction as to where the reader should go next to learn more, buy from you or contact you. Okay, so it's taking them on the journey throughout your website and obviously encouraging them to take action. Okay, so I will go through, you know, again, what website copy should do. First and foremost, it should get to the point. It should be all about them, so it's all about the customer, the client, i.e. the reader. It has to be structured and sell benefits over features and encourage action, as I mentioned, and of course be on brand. So I will talk about the first point, which is get to the point. Okay, wonderful. So when you arrange your content on the website, we generally start with the most important information at the top. Okay, this is very similar to how news articles and press releases are structured. It's all the information's at the top there, and then so first and foremost, they get an idea of what your web page is about, and then they can scroll on for more information, assuming they feel they're in the right spot or the right website. Okay, so an example would be a home page. I truly believe a homepage, first and foremost and straight up, has to say the who, what, where, and how of your business. Okay. Okay, I will give you an example of this. This is one that's on our new website. It's nothing, you know, tone of voice or anything. It's nothing too quirky or fun or anything, but it's just a nice, simple way, and sometimes the easiest way to structure the initial part of your website, or that homepage, that first real sort of paragraph. Okay, so I've got here focus marketing. So you've got a heading. And then we've gone into Focus Marketing as an independent marketing agency based in South Brisbane. Okay, that's an example of who and where we are. Okay, who, we are a marketing agency, an independent marketing agency, where in South Brisbane. Okay, we provide a full suite of branding and marketing services, including strategy, tenders, digital design, content, and training. Okay, so that there is essentially what we do. Okay. We're also experts in tender submissions, having won more than $3 billion of business for our clients over the past 14 years. Now, this isn't necessarily a who, what, where, and how, but this is what I would call your credibility. Okay, so, you know, this is just a credibility statement. It's a sort of what we've done statement, okay, to prove why you should consider us. Okay, and then I've got here that we create powerful brands, campaigns, and submissions based on what's right for your business. Okay, so that there's how we work, how we operate, is that we encompass it all, and it's always based on what's right for your business. Okay, so that's just a really good way if you are staring at a blank screen, or quite a few of you, I've looked into your websites and I've noticed there is no copy, or very little copy on your websites, and this is just the best way you could start, if nothing else, having that on your homepage there. Okay. 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 So also, it's not about you. Okay. So a lot of websites, I can sort of tell that they're dated, aside from their design and functionality. Their website reads like a mission statement. It's sort of all about them, and essentially your website copy needs to tell the reader what's in it for them. Okay, so it's actually all about them, all about your clients or your customers that you're working with. Okay, so here. Okay, so essentially your web copy is to tell the reader what's in it for them, what solutions you can provide, what are the benefits of using your product and services, and why they should choose you over your competitors. Okay, and of course they should also encourage action. Okay, it should encourage them to act. Okay, so you know what you can do for them, how you can solve their problem. Ideally, really only your About Us page would be more like a mission statement showing your values and things like that. Okay, stick that with your About Us page. The rest of the website is all about them. Okay, and if you're ever sort of concerned whether you are sort of doing it more about you, the best way I found, which we're taught in copywriting, is sort of to read your paragraph again or read your sentence again and sort of ask yourself, so what? You know, why would the client care about this? How is it improving their life? Okay, so think of it that way. Okay, wonderful. Now, I just wanted to make sure this webinar was quite practical. I just sort of find that sometimes you don't know where to start or how to structure things, and sometimes it's just so much easier than staring at a blank page, is having some sort of structure, okay, to your web copy. So this is one of the ones that I use probably the most throughout websites, and I'll give you some examples here. But we've got a main heading. I also call this a header one, but you've got your main lovely heading that should hopefully grab their attention. A subheading will expand on what they're about to read. Okay, you've got the body copy there, which could be a sentence, it could be 1 or 2 paragraphs, and a call to action, which could be like a contact us button, learn more, buy now. And then we sort of always, you know, try to back things up, especially on a web page, either with some credibility. So that could be a testimonial, a case study, a blog. If it's a product site, it could be reviews. Okay. So I will give you an example on this one. Okay. Oh, and just quickly too, so headings, obviously keep them short, they're just to grab the attention. Subheading expands on what they'll learn if they keep reading. The body copy is what you can do for them. This is where you sort of put in your features there and your benefits, and keep one idea per paragraph. Your call to actions is what you want the reader to do. And of course, the testimonial, as I said, adds credibility. Okay, you've told them what you can do, and this is your proof or shows what you've already done, okay, to back up your claims. So I'm just going to, just bear with me, I'm going to bring up on my screen one of the websites that I helped write the web copy for, and it's just recently been sort of relaunched and refreshed, and it's just a nice, easy, clean way to show you what I'm getting at here with website content structure. Okay, so hopefully you can see that on your screen now. So this is Mates for Mates, okay? They are a charity that is designed for ex-service men and women and their families, sort of offering obviously support there. So this is an example of a lovely header here. So with Mates behind you, there's power to move forward, okay? That's a header. They've got no subheading, but they do have some body copy there, which is at Mates for Mates. Veterans and their families can find a way forward from service-related injuries. We understand the challenges they face and provide support proven to make a real difference. And this is an example here of a call to action with the how we can help. Okay, again, I'll keep going. We've got another heading here. 4 ways we're actively changing lives. And then they've got subheadings, which unfortunately cut off a little bit. Subheading and a paragraph, okay, body copy, subheading and a paragraph, subheading and, well, essentially it's a sentence, okay? So this is just a really nice way, clean and clear, to guide people to explaining what you do, how you do it. So this, and these are the 4 ways that they change lives, okay? So it's just a really good example here. You scroll down and again, we've got a heading, some body copy, and then their credibility. Okay, proven what they've already done. They've had 25,000 plus face-to-face contacts nationally. Okay, they've held 4,471 psychology appointments. Okay, so these are another great way you can show credibility is through facts, figures, stats, research. Okay, and there's another call to action there, more on our organisation. Okay, so again, this is a wonderful way for your web copy to be laid out on your website and without sort of making the reader, I guess, get sort of overwhelmed with the amount of copy on there. As you can see there, they're short sentences, you know, and the paragraphs are also very short. Okay, so nice, simple, scannable, and easy to read, and would also work on mobile devices. Okay, I'm just going to go back to my screen now, my wonderful webinar presentation. Okay, so the last webinar I did touch on features and benefits because it's so important with all writing, all business writing, I should say. So I am going to touch on it again. I have brought in some new examples in case you were on one of my previous webinars of communicating your why. Okay, so we're just sort of discussing here the features. Okay, so we always say in writing, when copywriting, you know, sell benefits, not features. Okay, so I just wanted to give you some really quick examples and simple examples on features versus benefits. Okay, so the way I see it as features are what the product does or what the product has in it. Okay, so these are just a list of features, okay, of your product or service or business. Okay, the benefits is the result from using that product or service. Okay, that's the benefits, and that's what sells. Okay, you're selling the end result, what they'll achieve by doing this. Okay, so an example of a product I've got here, just a health fruit bar. It's gluten-free, no added sugar, organic. So we're listing all these wonderful features of the health fruit bar. But the benefit of eating that health fruit bar is that it's a guilt-free treat that's naturally sweet. Okay, it's guilt-free because it's sort of gluten-free, no added sugar, and it's organics. Therefore, it's naturally sweet. Okay, I've done a little example here of the Fraser Coast Anglican College. They're one of our clients and really working towards sort of, I guess, improving their website and their web copy. Now, with the Fraser Coast Anglican College, they're based in Hervey Bay and they're a private school there, okay, in a beautiful natural surroundings, okay, like bushlands and acreage. So on their website currently, just listed under one of their little subheadings there of kindy, they've got at Koala Kindy, your child will experience learning through engaging natural environments based on their interests and ideas. This is still lovely web copy. I've sort of tweaked it to more go, there's some wonderful features, but what's the benefits of being in a natural environment and harnessing a child's interests and ideas? So I've sort of very quickly typed up this morning, we teach real life skills to build your child's confidence, independence and curiosity, which is all things we would love our children to grow up to have, guiding them as they grow in a safe and natural environment. Again, that's one of the things I brought up last time when I was discussing the Anglican College, is one of the most important things and I guess something that differentiates them from other private schools is they're in a natural environment. And of course, we all want our children to be safe. So when we're talking about children, generally, we want them to be safe. So just popping that in there, okay, as a benefit. Now, service here, I didn't have a chance to change this one, unfortunately, but just an example. So you could say bookkeeping services, 1 hour with a qualified accountant. I've gone here, bookkeeping services. We help manage your finances so you can focus on running your business. Okay, there's a pain point there. Okay, we've grabbed the pain point, and that is, trying to manage finances. Your sort of focus is away from your business. So we're sort of saying 1 hour with a qualified accountant is the feature. The benefit is that we can help you manage your finances for you so that you can get back to doing what you do best, which is running your business. Okay, so that's just an example there of how you can create copy that sells, essentially. Okay, so what are your business benefits? So when you're thinking about it, just write a list. What solutions can you provide? What problems can your business solve? Why are you qualified to do that? So that's your credibility there. What are your stumbling blocks? So these are the stumbling blocks that may have stopped someone from engaging this type of service before. Okay, so it could be lack of education, it could be lack of time or cost. If you can sort of address that in your copy, okay, is another great way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go now on to voice, tone and style. Creating tone and voice and style for a business requires client research and branding. So it's a little bit tricky to delve into because it's so individual to each business. And essentially, that's sort of why you would hire a copywriter, so that they can do that market research and create that voice, tone and style for you. Okay, but I did, of course, want to touch on this because it is certainly important to have in your website copy. So I'm just going to sort of provide a little overview there. Okay, so of course it's important in your branding across all channels, especially your website, and it can help your website stand out and be remembered when done correctly. Okay, just grab a drink. Sorry. Wonderful. Okay, so as important as style and tone can be at establishing and maintaining editorial consistency, a great way to reach prospective customers is known as the voice of the customer. Okay, so where possible, use your customer's language. Okay, so try and avoid jargon, abbreviations and things like that where possible, or use them when you believe that's how the customer would speak or search for you online. Okay. So also don't be afraid to use an unexpected tone for your industry. Okay, a wonderful example is one of our clients, Major Advisory. Not just because I wrote the web copy, but because they wanted to have their personality shine through. Okay, and they were really open to using a more playful tone of voice while still having a professional style. Okay, so obviously being essentially, accountants and business advisors at a high level, it was a very, I guess, private and professional type of business, but they still wanted to come across and stand out a little bit from the crowd there. So, and pointing out their sort of point of difference in the personality. So again, I'm just going to jump on to their website to show you an example. So bear with me while I change screens. Okay, so on their website here, so Mage Advisory, Mage traditionally was the word used for like magicians and things. So it's actually to do with their initials of their family, but we wanted to sort of play on that name a little bit as well. So we did come up with more of a sort of, I guess in a way, a playful magic sort of theme. So you can see that in their sort of imagery, but we also worked it in through the copy. Okay, so here's an example of their, I guess you could say, case studies or recent work page. So we've sort of gone there with a heading, check out where we've worked our magic, subheading, want to see the tricks up our sleeve, and obviously the body copy. Here we shine a spotlight on our recent work to give you an idea of what we can do for your business. Ta-da! Okay, so it's a little bit fun, and it's bringing in that nice tone of voice, and that's throughout the whole website, while still trying to be a little bit subtle with it, of course, not overdoing it. They still, have a message there that they're putting out there, that they're experts in their field, they're thought leaders and professional, while still, of course, having a little bit of fun with their copy. Means they stand out. They've had some wonderful feedback as a website that's a little bit different and remembered. Okay. I'm just going to change screens again. Okay, so again, the tone of your voice is how your brand will communicate with the reader and influences how people are perceiving your message. Remember, it's all about them, so focus on your clients and, of course, your prospective clients. What are their wants, needs, and pain points? And again, if you can sort of, where possible, use the language of the voice of the customer. Okay, you can use layout, grammar, and punctuation to help your voice shine through. As an example there, we had that full stop, ta-da, exclamation mark. Okay, that's just another little way of how you can bring across that tone and style. And again, don't be afraid to use something a little bit different to your industry to stand out, okay? Okay, so just to sort of wrap it up there in regards to writing amazing web copy, it is one of those things that can be quite daunting. It can take a lot of time. Generally, it can take easily 1 to 2 hours sometimes per web page for me to research, do some market research, create the tone of voice and write the copy throughout the website, and of course then not including editing and keeping it consistent for the whole site. So, obviously it's so important to have copy, and there's so many websites I've seen, including some that are on the webinar today, that don't have any copy on the website, and it's so important to have on there that websites can't just have images and videos. They do have to have concise, accurate and professional copy on the website in order to summarize essentially what you do, where you are, who you are, how you do it best, and go from there. As a bare minimum, you should have that on there, and if you've got the time to use or the money to create with a copywriter, you can really create something pretty amazing on your website to really make it stand out and be on brand for you. Okay, so when you clearly and quickly communicate your business on your website, you will attract the customers you want. This is the important thing. If you're sort of getting the customers that potentially weren't what you felt was your target market, one of the best ways you can do is to review the website as to why maybe you're targeting the wrong people Okay, of course, have your customers take action. The other thing I see quite often on websites is they might have copy, but they're not telling me to do anything. They're not telling me where to go. They're not telling me to call them, to buy now. So it's so important to get your customers to take action, okay, and stay on brand, okay. Again, this is a wonderful way to get your brand out there so that people continue to come back to your website and continue to contact you. And as I say, you have 0.5 seconds for your website to make an impression on a reader. Okay, so that's not a lot of time, and of course layout is important, but if you can also grab them with that web copy, I think you're more likely to get them to actually interact with your business and take you up on your offers. Okay, wonderful. I hope you got something out of today. Sorry, I was sort of jumping from screens, but if you do have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'll also send you through this PowerPoint presentation with my notes to assist you on your website journey. Thank you and have a great day.